Well, hi. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. I can't talk. How's everybody tonight? I see we have a conversation going already. And let's see what's everybody saying. Um, Marguerite, hi. And so far, so good. I'm going to take my glasses off. It is cold here in Indiana. And tomorrow we have a cold wind advisory or something. And then Saturday evening to Sunday evening, we're supposed to get 5 to 8 inches of snow, but they keep changing the forecast every few minutes. It seems like every few minutes. And Susie's here. And Susie, are you going to have part of this snowstorm too? It keeps wanting to move to the north, I think. And I may have to put my glasses back on to read everything. And Marguerite, I know Marguerite lives somewhere in northern Michigan. Oh, you may have a blizzard up there? Wow. I was on Facebook a little bit ago and I saw this really cute thing about living in Michigan and the northern part was it was kind of funny stuff. I'm gonna go get a glass of water real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Um, okay. You're in Marguerite, I know you're in northern Michigan. Are you above Mackinac Bridge or below? I don't remember. I think you're in that area somewhere. And um Susie's husband is from Duluth. Oh, so where are you originally from, Susie? Susie wants to know who the very quiet person is. Oh, they ran away. There was four people here for a second. It might have been me. I went to the wrong place first so I could see myself. I thought, oh, I'm in the wrong spot. I'm going to grab a drink of water. West Central Minnesota. So, Susie, you're far away from Minneapolis, right? I think Minneapolis is up near the Canadian border. Hi, AJ. How are you tonight? We're all trying to stay warm. Um, it's cold here in Indiana. I wear it's a long sleeve shirt, and then I've got a sweater to go with it. That's how I keep warm. Susie grew up in Wilmar and lives very near Minneapolis now. And I feel so sorry for for the people that live near Minneapolis with all the strife that's going on right now. Been kind of praying for them. It's really sad. So, yeah, we are all getting ready for the winter weather, and I guess further south there could be ice storms, and that's probably the worst. And Susie, yeah, that is something else. I think I would stay home for a while till the current events die down a little bit. Well, I was thinking earlier this week, I had some funny stories I believed when I was a child, so I thought I would share them. And the first one, I remember this when I was in kindergarten. I It was my birthday and I went to school And I think back in the day, we would bring treats and everything. So I really believed I turned 6 years old on my birthday in kindergarten. And I really believed I didn't turn six until I blew the candles out of my cake and I opened up my presents. So I thought I was 5 years old until I actually blew out the candles. I thought it was kind of funny looking back. And I remember a few days later, one of my classmates said something about how old I was. And I said I was six. And they said, "No, you're five." And I said, "No, I'm six." So I thought that was kind of funny. And I don't remember a whole lot of my childhood, but I remember little bits like that. I don't know where that belief came from. I think I think my mom must have said something, but you know how kids are. We take things literally, and my brother's birthday was about a month before mine, so maybe she told him and I remembered. So, and then another silly story. I was a little bit older then. Um, I somehow figured out the youngest. I had two brothers growing up. So my youngest brother, his birthday was first in the year, and then my brother in the middle, he was the middle child, and then me, and then my mom, and then my dad. So I thought every family, the youngest child's birthday always came first in the beginning of the year, and then the daddy, who's usually the oldest, was the last. So I don't know how I figured that one out, but I did. I was old enough to know the calendars. And then my sister was born. My brother Mark, his birthday was in March. And then my sister was child number 4. And I was 15 when she was born. And she was born in April. So she ruined my theory. And the funny thing was, it kind of made sense because both my parents' birthdays were in December. And my mom's birthday was 3 days before my dad's, so it just made sense that the young ones' birthdays came first, and then the older people's, their birthdays were last. So, I'm glad I got that one figured. But I was thinking, I'll give you credit, I was thinking. So now when I was married, well, we blew that one out of the water because my ex-husband, his birthday was in September. And my birthday was in November, so we already had that one backwards. And my daughter, her birthday's in September, and my son's birthday was in October. Now, actually, my mom was 2 years younger than my dad. So her birthday was on the 7th and my dad's was on the 10th. But yeah, she really was 2 years younger. It's just her birthday was 3 days before my dad's. So anyways, I guess I had an analytical mind as a child. So, do any of you have any silly stories like that? I always try to come up with a silly thing or a fun thing to talk about. Oh, Susie, you and your husband are in that theory too. Yeah, Marguerite, 3 days earlier, but 2 years before. So, and I think the fact, I don't know, their birthdays were in December. And my birthday's in November, so I guess it makes sense. So, any of you out there that are young and don't have children yet, make sure the firstborn is born later in the year and the younger ones are earlier in the year. So, come to think of it, my son has 6 children and they did good. They did okay for the first 4, and then the other 2 just didn't follow the plan. So, anyways, just some silly trivia. In fact, son my son has 6 kids, and there's two of them. I'm losing track of time. Oh, two of them have birthdays in October and two in September. I'm forgetting one. Oh, the youngest one, her birthday is also in October, but her birthday's after the older two. So it's kind of crazy. So aren't you glad I didn't do family planning? I don't know what would happen if you had an oops and the baby was born in January. I mean, if you're born on New Year's Day, you can't have any children. So, anyways, I'm getting the sillies out of me today. So, yes, it is cold in Indiana. And yesterday, we had a heat wave yesterday. It was 35 degrees. No, it got up to 38 degrees. Excuse me. And I had a little bit of snow on my driveway, so I shoveled that off. And today, I think we got up to 30. And tomorrow, the high is going to be 8. Marguerite, what did you do today? Your story's probably more interesting than mine. Marguerite, did you get a 1,000-piece puzzle? Waiting for Marguerite's answer here. You ordered a sewing machine? Well, that sounds kind of cool. Why did you decide to buy a sewing machine? Have you so you don't know what to do with it. Have you ever sewn before? I have a sewing machine and it collects a lot of dust. I can sew, but I don't like it. Okay, Marguerite wants to use it for card making and other paper crafts. You've never sewn before. Well, maybe you could um, do some simple quilting. I don't know if you know what the log cabin is. Susie's Susie has a frugal heart. Oh no. Well, if Marguerite starts making her own clothes, that would save money in the long run, right? Marguerite will be stitching on paper. Have you ever done what do they call it? English peacemaking? I think they cut out hexagon shape. I was going to call them squares. Oh, it costs $41. Okay. Phew. You're doing good there, Marguerite. English paper peacemaking or something. So you make these six-sided hexagons, and then you put the material around it, and you sew in all six sides, and then you take the paper out and then make a quilt out of it. I've seen people do it, but um, I think I would do about 3 and I'd be done. Oh, so you're gonna sew around your craft, your paper craft that you make. Well, that's kind of cool. Um, my sewing machine, I hate to say this. Well, the first year my ex-husband and I were married, he bought me a sewing machine for Christmas. What possessed him to do that? I do not know, because I did not ask for one. And I remember thinking, oh no, I'm gonna have to sew now. But I think well, yeah, we did get divorced eventually. So, um, I think he was kind of thinking it was something a wife needs. I don't know. This was back in 1974. So I guess that's what he was thinking. And yeah, I got some interesting gifts over the year. And the last year we were married, we built this 3,000 square foot house. Never build a house when your marriage is going down the drain, but that's what we did. And I fell in love with this picture. I still have it. It's kind of a log cabin. It's hanging in my dining room right now. It's kind of a lodge in the wintertime and it's snowy and everything. So I told my kids, hint, hint. I said, tell your dad this is what I want for Christmas. And he actually bought it for me. So, yeah. Oh, Marguerite, you're getting bored in retirement. How long have you been retired? I I've been retired a year and a half, and earlier in December I started getting bored, but I've kind of overcome that. I'm deep diving into Bible studies, so that has kept me interested since May of last year. So you're still a newbie. Yeah, wintertime is kind of different. If the weather's bad, um, you can't go out as much. And Susie, she's not bored at all. She's excellent at doing nothing. And you know what? When I go to bed at night, I think, oh, what did I do today? Didn't do much anything. And I am okay with that. So I do think transitioning from working to retirement, it is a big adjustment. And um, I thought I was gung ho. And I think I didn't miss working, but I think I really missed the rhythm of getting up, going to work, and being around other people. Your coworkers, they're kind of like family, not real close, but you're around them 40 hours a week. So I think when you retire, you really miss that connection with other people, especially if you're single. I know, Marguerite, you're single, and so am I. So, Marguerite, you're an overachiever. You could start a YouTube channel. That'll keep you busy. I would watch you. Marguerite has worked from homes due to the big C. So, Marguerite, you're 3 years younger than me. What could Marguerite do at home? I don't know. I know you're analytical. Well, I've never looked into it, but I guess you could tutor people online. So maybe you could look into tutoring. And I have not looked into it, but I know that's an option. So, oh, you could work. Oh, Marguerite, you're thinking of going to law school? Or maybe you could be an adjunct. Is that the correct word? Adjunct professor? You could teach in colleges part-time. And somebody has a disease, and I didn't catch what it was. Do, do, do. That's fine. Susie, you're 62. There you go, Susie. Teach boomers how to run a computer. Marguerite says, every time I think of something, I think, nah. I I've been I do Friday financials, financial Fridays, and I started looking at my budget for this year, and I've been kind of toying with the idea of getting a job, a part-time job or something, and everything I look at, I'm going, nope, I'm not doing it. So Marguerite, you used to teach at a university and you hated it. Well, good. I mean, not good, but you tried something and it didn't work out for you. And actually, back in 2004 and 5, I worked for H&R Block during the tax season. And my long-term goal was to keep doing that part-time, and then when I was ready to retire, I would do that or and work, January to April and I'd be done. Well, I did it for 2 years, and the second year the first year the boss was okay, and the second year was a really old cranky woman. She was in her 70s. And, I realized I really didn't like working with the public, and, you have to get your taxes done. This was Yeah, a lot of things you can do on the computer now. I do my taxes online, but you couldn't back then. And you get all kinds of people coming in, and I could tell they were lying sometimes. And in fact, I even went to my boss one time and I said, "This woman's not telling the truth about her wages." She was a waitress. And my boss just kind of blew me off. So I decided doing taxes was not my thing. So Marguerite thought about doing law school, but it was a joke. So you gave up on that. How about a theology degree? I know you're of the religious mindset. Maybe you could take some theology classes. And Susie, I'm with you. Getting up in the morning, early in the morning, and going to work. Oh, Marguerite, you have some serious problems there. You have to be a place somewhere at a specific time. Oh my goodness. Marguerite's taking 2 catechism classes now. So that's good. Um, what else could she do? And you have your cats or a cat. I that's kind of why I enjoy gardening. In February, I start growing the seedlings, and then I have my garden all summer. So I look forward to the cycle of gardening. And winter time, I'm still navigating wintertime. Oh, Susie, I'm sorry you have to put your cat down next week. That is so sad. I've had friends, well, like, even my children have had to put their pets down, and they're a member of your family. So that's really sad. And so Susie, well, I don't know if it's a good thing to ask or not, but would you ever get another cat, or is this the last one for you? 19. My marriage only lasted 15 years. So 19 is a really long time. Marguerite wished she liked doing nothing, but even as a child, my frequent refrain was, "What can I do?" My daughter was a lot like you. I mean, I always had to keep her engaged. It was even reading books to her as a young child. It was a different book every day. And she is a go-getter now. She works full time and she writes books on the side. I don't know how she does it, but she likes keeping busy, and she's a homebody. She does all her writing from home. Now my son was totally opposite. We read the same book over and over and over. He he was easier to please, and he loved Legos, and he would build Legos for hours, so he was polar opposite of my daughter. And AJ, you had a cat that lived 5 years. Marguerite, I could use you too for organizing. I have been decluttering, and I have actually, it's my son's old bedroom, and that room is a mess. I've got papers. I don't know what to do with them. Oh, AJ, your marriage lasted 5 uh, marriage is tough, isn't it, AJ? Did you ever remarry, AJ? And Susie's been married most of her adult life. 18 years now and 10 still going, both very happily. And that is a blessing when you have a good marriage. I've seen a few. I don't know if any of you like Tucker Carlson, but I watch him not all the time, but every once in a while. And I'm like you, AJ. I never remarried. Um, Tucker had a young man on. He was interviewing. I don't know his name. He's famous, but I didn't know who he was. And the guy asked him some advice on marriage, and I thought it was very good. And he said, "Men are easier than women. Men just need to be loved." And he goes, "We're easier to please." But he gave some advice on how to make your wife happy. Yeah, I've been divorced, be 36 years next month. So I have really, when people talk about their spouses are going, oh yeah. I guess you do have to think about those things, whatever, going on a vacation or money things, that type of stuff. I've totally forgotten that you have to consult somebody else. And Marguerite, congrats on your brother and sister-in-law for being married 48 years. That's a milestone. And it's kind of funny. My ex-husband was the oldest of 6, and all 5 of his siblings are still on their first marriage. We were the only ones. We were the odd man out. And Susie, oh, okay. Oh, I didn't catch. I wondered what you meant. 18 years and now 10 and going. Sorry. I wondered what you meant by that. So you've lost a husband and remarried. Huh. Well, I'm glad you found, I'm sorry to hear about your first husband, and I'm glad you found a second person to love. You've been doubly blessed. Susie really is blessed. So I used to joke, Susie, I think that's true. God takes special care of widows. I think that's true. And I think God keeps an eye out on me too. I know he does. When I think of some of the silly things I've done over the years, I think, oh man, God, you must have had a few guardian angels watching over me because I escaped some kind of potential bad things. And I am so grateful for my life where it is now. For example, when I bought my home, um, I bought it, well, it'll be 31 years in May, and I was scared to death. I had never mowed a yard. When we were married, my ex-husband did all that. We were very segregated. There was man's work and woman's work, and we didn't cross the lines. I was scared to death, and I have done just fine. And the place, my home, I've been blessed with really nice neighbors. I've been very fortunate, and I do thank God for that. So, and yes, God does tell Jesus in some of the parables to take care of the widows. And that is very true. So, anyways, I've kind of run out of things to say. Oh, Marguerite has another story. First, she bought a sewing machine. AJ, you're grateful for your home and neighbors too. Oh, Susie found it, Psalm 68:5, and I have a Bible right here. So we can read it together. Psalm 68:5. 68:5. This is the NIV version. So it says, Father to the fatherless, defender of the widows, this is God whose dwelling is holy. That's a good verse. So, yeah. Verse 60 or chapter, and then there's another one, Psalm 146. Oops, I'm in Isaiah now. 146. 146:9. Oh, this is a good one too. The Lord protects the foreigners among us. He cares for the orphans and widows, but he frustrates the plans of the wicked. This almost sounds like a proverb instead of a psalm. But he takes care of the needy and he frustrates the plans of the wicked. And Susie, you're probably thinking of that right now, living near Minneapolis. So we just need to ask God to protect his children and take care of the evildoers. Oh, here's Marguerite's story. Her internet bill went up $90. So she called to say, how about we don't do that? I ended up with 100 Mbps more speed for $40, locked in for 2 years. And that is a deal. Wow. That's really good. And I just kind of wonder how many people don't pay attention to their bills and they just pay them. And I've done that over the years. Something will go up and you call and say, well, we can either negotiate or I'll find another place. And they usually lower the bill for you. Susie Q, you pay 40 a month. I pay 45. And mine, it went up, I think it went up about $20. And I called it. It's been less than a year, and they lowered it to $45. And I think I'm locked in for 2 years. So yeah, you got to watch the internet companies. They will quietly raise your rates and hope you don't see it. And that's why you should if you charge it on a credit card, you should check your invoice every month. And you should check your checking account to make sure nobody starts raising their rates. Marguerite, there's only one provider where she lives. I think where I live, there's 2 or 3. And Susie, I don't know what I have either. We got the Fios early. I've had it quite a while, maybe over 20 years. So I've had the high-speed internet for a really long time. But I remember the old dial-up days. In fact, Marguerite, I don't know if you lived in Michigan back then. It was in Maybe you didn't live in Michigan then. It was in 2020, no, 2000. Is that right? 2000 or 2001. My son was up at the cabin in Cummins, Michigan, which is in Oscoda County, and they had a tornado go through there. And he tried to call me at home. I had it wasn't AOL, something like AOL. And I was on the phone, my son was gone for the weekend, and I was on my little chat group way back then, and my son couldn't get through to me because I was on the phone. Okay, Marguerite, you've always lived in Michigan. Okay. So yeah, remember the old days? So after my son couldn't call me to say, they had a tornado and his car was damaged, he was upset and needed to talk to me. So I got some kind of a connection so that when a phone call came through, I would get some kind of a message, and I'd hang up the modem and then call the person. So yeah, the good old days. Marguerite's always lived in Michigan. Maybe you've moved around a little bit. I need to write down people's stories. Okay, she lived in Kalamazoo the time of the 1980 tornado. Oh my goodness. Yeah, poor mom. Times have changed. In fact, when we got divorced, he took the computer. We got divorced in, it's been so long now, 1989. And I went out and bought a new computer. It was a cheap, it was a Heath kit, not a Heath kit. My ex had the Heath kit. It was Radio Shack. I bought a Tandy computer, which was pretty much a glorified electronic typewriter. How times have changed, right? I go to Bible study on Thursday morning. I was telling my girlfriend, when I study the Bible, I sit at my kitchen table with my back to the clock so I can't tell what time it is. And my cell phone is not on the kitchen table. It is someplace else. So when I study the Bible, I don't know what time it is, and I don't have the distraction of the cell phone. It's going, she goes, well, I have to know where my cell phone is. I said, I know where it's at. It's just not on my kitchen table. And one of the leaders was sitting in front of me. It was before Bible study started. She goes, that's a really good idea. But I do. Now that I'm retired, I can do that. I sit at my kitchen table. I have no distractions. I've been studying for 10 minutes. It's time to move on to something else. I have no idea how long I've been reading the Bible or taking notes. And it's really kind of cool that my mind is clear of all outside sources. So I really enjoy doing that. But yes, we are connected to our cell phones and gadgets. It's not good. Susie says, no kidding about times changing. I remember how remarkable I thought it was to be able to talk to my sister in Colorado and be able to see her while talking online. That is so amazing. It truly is. My dad, he's been gone 30 years now, and he he was a computer geek too back in the day, and I think of him sometimes. He would be just totally amazed at the technology over the past 30 years. I mean, the fact that I can sit here and talk to you guys, I think that's amazing. Yes, Suzanne, without a cord hooked to the phone on the wall. In fact, I have I had two new comments on my videos this week, and one person lived in Barcelona and the other person lived in Scotland. And that just kind of blew me away that I can be seen worldwide. I just think that's truly amazing. And I remember when we transitioned away from the telephones with the long cords on them. When the grandkids came along, I bought newer phones. I didn't use the old ones anymore. The Princess phone is what I'm thinking of. So I took the cords off because I had a couple grandsons that were ornery when they were little, and I was afraid one would strangle the other one with it. So I took the cords off, and then I realized later both their parents had cordless phones. They didn't even know what a cord was. And that was over 20 years ago. Well, Marguerite, I'm glad you stopped by. And you'll have to keep us posted on if you ever use your sewing machine. And if you get creative and do some cute things with your crafts, maybe you can post a picture or something. I'd like to see that. Oh, and I hope if the storms hit you, it's not too bad up in Michigan. I think I saw it's blizzard weather up there, so stay safe and stay warm. And yeah, I'm kind of thinking this stay safe and stay warm too. I went grocery shopping yesterday because it got all the way up to 38. And I knew it's going to be the only warm day of the week. AJ's a strong, silent man. He just observes. I saw you on, was it Buzz's Garage? Didn't I see you on that live one day last week, AJ? I enjoy watching Buzz. Buzz is tired. Buzz. AJ still works, so I kind of understand. I forgot to ask, or I don't remember, but are you going to have storms up your way too, AJ? I think you're in New York, right? Placid Lake. I've been putting more time into my YouTube channel, so I haven't been online as much with some of the other ones. But I do like, I know Buzz, he has a pretty regular time. I think Wednesdays and Saturdays. I'll watch Saturday nights. And I've made some new friends. They're small content creators like me, and they will do lives, but they're kind of hit and miss. I guess you can look online and see if anybody else is doing a live. I don't know how to do that. And if no one else is on, they'll just jump on and say, I just thought I'd jump on and chat for a little while. So I miss a lot of those. So AJ has severe cold temperatures coming and snow Sunday night. Oh, this cold is awful. Her mom's family lives near Saratoga. Is that in Florida? I'm thinking that's Saratoga, Florida. There's no mountains in Florida. New York. Okay. I've heard the aqueducts, is that the right word? Something like that is pretty up in there too. Aqueducts, that's not the right word, but something close to that. In fact, the middle of New York, I'm digressing here. There's a YouTube channel I watch. It's called Just a Few Acres. And the man's name is Pete, and he's a farmer. There you go. Adirondacks. And I know I'm not saying that right, but I recognize the name. But Pete lives in the middle of New York, and he has a 40 acres of land, fifth generation farmer. And I enjoy watching him. He's he has I don't know, I forget. They're beef cows, but they're small. I forget the name of them. There's always one that moves a lot. That's Patty. He's always yelling at Patty. And anyways, it looks pretty where he lives. That's why I bring it up. In fact, Pete hasn't been on for a couple days. Oh, Marguerite just left. I was going to give her some advice, but Pete's a farmer, and in the summer he farms, and in the winter there's not much to do. So he restores tractors, and he does kind of cross stitch. He's a man of many talents. Adirondacks. Oh, that's Susie talking. I thought it was AJ Wells. I'm sorry. I've only ever lived in 2 states. I grew up in Michigan, and then I've lived in Indiana since I was 16. But I still call Michigan my home. And let's see, my little icons at the top of the screen says there's 9 people here, and we've got 4 thumbs up, which doesn't matter. So some of you quiet people, why don't you say hi, and we'll say hi back to you. Well, here's something really boring. Has anybody started doing their taxes yet? I got 2 1099s in the mail yesterday. So one of them I was kind of surprised. I have a couple small CDs. They're like $500 each. And I made $55 in interest last year. I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm making money without even thinking about it. I haven't cashed them in. I think you have to declare the interest as income even though you haven't cashed the CDs in yet. So, and AJ started his, and I do mine online. Oh, we're up to 10. Whoever just whoever just signed in, say hi. We're a friendly group here. So yeah, I'm assembling my taxes. Oh, we're down to 8. I lost 2. Maybe I better quit talking about who's online. I can't see who it is. I just know how many people are here. And Susie got her first 1099 for 1 check. I've never received until I've cashed them in. She says I should question that. Maybe I should. Um, it's not a large amount, but I'm sure Uncle Sam will see it. I did ask, I became monetized on YouTube in late October, and I think I made it was around $70, but you don't get a check from YouTube until you have $100 of income. So me being on the straight and narrow, I did ask, and I said, "Well, I made $70, but I haven't been paid yet." I have a financial advisor who kindly puts up with me. And they said if it's under $600, you don't have to report anything. But maybe that's for businesses. So I will be getting a check, my first check, I think the end of February. And right now I have $114 of income from YouTube. Susie says, because you will have to pay taxes again on your gains on your CD when you actually cash it in. This is true. And yes, I have to pay taxes on my income from YouTube and Facebook. And my tax advisor said, since it was under $600, I don't have to worry about the $70 I made in 2025. Okay, AJ says it goes by when the payment is made. That's kind of what I wondered. But you just the fear of getting audited. So yeah, I'm gonna be rich. I've already set up. I have a high yield savings account. Hi, Kathy Mills. And so the money's gonna go there, but I'm setting aside 25% for taxes. I'm gonna pretend it's not even there. So she's busy. This is Kathy Mills. She's busy comparing 3 different heated massage mats for her son's 39th birthday tomorrow. He has, of course, overused his body parts already, so I thought this might be nice at the day's end, and he's only 39. You'll have to let us know what you come up with. And happy 39th birthday to your son. I don't know much about health aid stuff. I think Kathy's son is 39. I wish my son was 39 again. He's 47. And he's my baby. Oh my goodness. Even my kids are getting old. And Kathy, yeah, the warmth is nice in a coolish house. I don't remember, what part of the country do you live in, if you don't mind saying? We were kind of talking about the huge snowstorm that's coming across the United States. And where we are, we're snowbound. Let's see. Susie asked her mom how she felt about her baby, her, retiring at 62. She said it made her feel old, LALMAO, laughing my ass off. And I was like, well, now we're both old. AJ says the polar vortex is coming. Well, my mom is 90 years old, and I'm 70. Kathy lives near Charlotte. She's 66. Oh, you retired oh, that's right. I remember now. How is your sister doing? It didn't sound too good. So, Charlotte, North Carolina, you might be in for some bad weather too. I'm going to write that down. I have a little list. A very little list. Let's see. Oh, my mother's so ornery. Susie says her mother's ornery. My mother's getting worse and worse. Kathy Mills. My mom, I'm not real close to my mom. And my youngest sister is 47. I'm 70. Yes, my mom, AJ, yes, my mom lives on her own. And my 47-year-old sister has lived with my mom most of her life. And my sister, I will set her name. I'd like to keep things incognito here. She bought a house, oh, a mile away from my mom, so she stops by all the time. And my mom is very independent, and she walks to the store. I think the store is about 2 miles away, and she walks to the store a couple times a week, and my sister's house is between the store and my mom's house. So sometimes if she buys a lot of groceries, she'll carry them to my sister's house, and then my sister will bring her home. But I have offered to go take her to the store, and she's never taken me up on that offer, so if you're listening, Mom, she may be one of the people watching. I don't really know. I'll pick you up anytime. I know my mom watches. I don't know how often she watches, but I have heard through the grapevine she does watch. I have to be on my good graces because you just never know, right? And I hope that I'm as healthy as my mom when I get older. And and I tend to take after my dad's side of the family. So I may not live as long as my mom, but you just never know. Only the good Lord knows how many days we have to live. And Susie, it never changes. I'm going to pick on my mom a little bit. My sister was doing laundry at my mom's. I forget. She didn't say when, but her mom said to keep the washer lid closed so none of the kids would fall into it. And we're just going, there's no kids in the house. Maybe the cat. I don't know, but the cat could jump out. Susie, you are right. Billy Joel, only the good die young. I must not be very good either because I'm 70 and I'm still getting around. Gonna grab a drink here of water, nothing else. I don't like a whole lot of pop music, but I've always loved Billy Joel. I don't know why, but I do. And Kathy says, yeah, her sister has MS and she had a stroke. She has cognitive issues. Tested for UTIs. I guess those can be pretty bad. Also getting an x-ray of her shoulder soon. Oh my goodness. Um, she's um probably can't get around too well. That's so sad. We take our health for granted, don't we? Till we see somebody that's in bad shape like your sister, Kathy. I've heard that UTIs in older women can actually make you crazy. I forget where I saw that, but that's pretty scary. I think I had one. I had entirely different symptoms. I forget what it was now, but I had a UTI, and that's how I heard about that. So we just never know. Let's see. I've been on here for an hour, so we can either call it a night or we can keep talking a little while longer. Last week we were on for an hour and a half. So if you guys want to keep talking, I'm up for it. Let's see here. I finished my 1,000 piece puzzle and I got a second one out and I haven't done anything with it yet. Maybe tomorrow. Susie needs to go, and thank you so much for stopping by. And I hope the snow isn't too bad up in Minnesota. And stay safe. Susie lives kind of near Minneapolis, so wow. Kathy loves Billy Joel. Oh, she was in a wheelchair before the stroke, and now she has no mobility. So is she aware? I mean, I just can't imagine. I hope I'm not being too personal. I just can't imagine knowing that you're bedridden. I think that would be hard. I guess that's where prayer would come in. So, anyways, I think I'm gonna shut it down for tonight. And the few of us that are left, please remember Kathy's sister, whose life doesn't look too good right now. So we just pray that she be comfortable. And um, oh, that would be Kathy. That would be harder. Confusion is weird. She sometimes forgets that she can't walk and that their parents passed away. That would be tough. Okay, AJ, so we'll remember our friends in prayer and we'll be praying that the weathermen are wrong. And I seriously, I'm hoping, they're talking further south that there could be significant ice storms. And I just pray that the power grid doesn't go down from all the lines snapping from all the ice on the power lines. It could be pretty bad. So just pray for our country, make sure it survives the storm. And I will be back next Thursday. So I guess next Thursday is still January. We have 5 Thursdays in January. So I will see you next week, and everybody take care. Good night.